Okay. I will collect them in a bit, okay? Yeah, sure. So in general, these are the steps. Rewrite all equations into slope-intercept. So they should look like that. Mind you, it could just be a number. It could be that there is no slope, but in general, that's what you do. You're gonna press, and when I do this for now, that actually means a button. If it's surrounded by a square bracket, it's a button on your calculator. And number 3, enter equations or equation, right? It could be just one into y1, comma, y2, comma, so forth, right? As many as there may be present, right? A couple of stars down here. Always clear old equations, and I hope that a bunch of you are going to have by pressing clear. And the second note here, plot 1 needs to be off. And this is how you know it's not highlighted. That's how you know something is off, if it's not highlighted. Thirdly, you only, you only have the option of using x as a variable. So if the equation has t or s or something, you're gonna have to replace it with x, of course, by pressing this button. It's x t theta n. So the reason why it has many variables to it, because we are never going to use the t or the theta or the n. You use only x in this course. And this is probably the most important one that at first gets a lot of students in trouble. If the first value is negative, use this button, and I'll put that in square brackets because it's a button, and not the subtract button, which is longer. And so after all of these warnings, right, then the fourth step applies, press graph. The thing is, if you don't, as soon as you press graph, it's going to throw you an error message. And that's why I do these stars before you press graph, so you're not caught by off guard. And then if you can't see anything, try zoom followed by the number 6. And zoom 6 sets window values to default. And right now this means nothing to you, but later on it will. Before I do window, if you have your graphing calculator, we'll just quickly do a quick trial to see if it even works for you. So turn on your screen. I will tell you to press the Y equals, which is at the very top left of your calculator. There's a bunch of stuff in there, hopefully. That's from the grade 11s or 12s that used it before you. So just press clear, arrow down, clear, arrow down, clear. It will get rid of everything that's there. So that's number one. Also, do you see plot 1, 2, and 3? If yours is highlighted like this, so if you see that and it's highlighted, it means it's turned on. We for now want it off. So we're going to go to the top if it's there, and then just press enter to deselect it. And then when you go down with your arrow, it should be deselected. Nothing should be highlighted. Does that make sense? Now let's type in an equation. So let's go 2x plus 3. Do you know where the x button is? It's right here. It's this. It's not the times button. That will not work for you. It's the xt theta n. So that's your variable button. So 2, then x, then you go plus 3. And now you can hit graph, technically. Let me guess, yours does not look like this, right? Some of you are not even seeing anything, right? Right? Press zoom, slowly, zoom. And 6 is zoom standard. So if you press zoom, then press 6. You can either go arrow down to the 6th option, then enter, or just press 6. It will bypass that. We should all be seeing this right now. You have more than one line? Oh, you made another line. Okay, then it's okay. Anybody not seeing it yet? Is anybody, you're not seeing anything? Okay, so we've already got an error message. This is what I want. And we're going to go zoom 6. Yeah. I think that works. Yep. Okay, so press 2. This is your next one. Plus there. Okay. All right. Okay, this is anybody else not seeing anything on the screen? Gotta let me know. Don't just sit there and hope for the best. Let me know. What is the window? Okay, what is that? Right? It is basically just a zooming feature. It zooms into where you want it to look. Okay. So go with me to window. Press the window button here. Press the window button. There's the only, pay close attention, the only 4 things you ever need to worry about in my class when you look at window is X min, X max, and then you have your Y min, Y max. Those are the only 4 you need to worry about. Let's change them. Change X min to -5. Then change the X max to 5. You just type in the number, hit enter. That's how you do it. Type in the number, hit enter. And then I'm going to go to Y min. I'm going to go -5 and 5. When I say negative, hold on. When I say negative, you use this, the negative down here, not the minus. Then you're going to get an error. Because let me try it. If I go -5, it's going to give me an error right away. Hold on, I'll go back to it. Look at my screen there. You see that error message? That is usually going to take you to what is wrong. So I usually press go to, not quit. If you quit, it takes you to your home screen. You want to go press number 2, and then it says, hey, I don't like that, right? So I'm going to change that with a negative, and then it's fine. So -5, 5, -5, 5, like that. Let's try that and then hit graph. You're now looking at a smaller window, which is only -5 to +5 on your X and -5, +5 on your Y. Let's say you don't like this. If you ever have issues with your window, you put in the wrong value, you mess up your window completely. Zoom 6. I'm always going to tell you, zoom 6. Go zoom 6 and then try it again. Okay? So that's how you're going to work with it. Let's try one more line. Let's go y equals. Let's go -2x. So you got to go -2x. And let's go -5. See how I say -5? I didn't say -5, right? So this is actually a subtract, and the first one is a negative. The first one is always the negative, and then if there are negatives afterwards, you use the subtract symbol. And now hit graph. It even has a different color, right? So that's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna keep going. We will do more of calculator stuff, so don't worry about it too much. Okay. Understanding the window. So we're gonna go X min, X max, X scale, Y min, Y max, Y scale. We're only going to use these two here and these two here. Determines the X values displayed, and this determines the Y values displayed. Another thing that just comes to mind now because some students make that mistake is this should always be lower. The x min always has to be lower than the x max. If you're flipping it, it's going to give you an error message. It's not going to like it. So x min is always the lower number, x max is the higher number, okay? So you got to have that. Don't change, right? Don't change this one. Don't change this one. Miss Yosik might next semester, next year, if you have her, tell you to change that. I don't. Okay, so it can be changed, but I rather not. It gets rid of a lot of hassle there. Okay. All right. So let's do some examples here. For each of the following, rewrite graph on calculator. Find intercepts using calculator. By the way, if I don't specify, you can always use your calculator to find the intercepts. 4, find y value, comma, when x is equal to 7. Find x value when y is equal to 10. Let's change that to 15. So we're going to do one at a time. So let's say we have negative 6x plus 2y is equal to 30. And then on the right next to it here, we'll have negative 3x minus 5y is equal to 100. So how about we go ahead and rewrite them both? That one you should be able to do already, right? So you cannot enter an equation as is into your calculator. It has to be y equals, right? That's why I was kind of reviewing that. So we go 2y is equal to 6x plus 30. And then we divide both sides by 2. So y is equal to 3x plus 15. Do the same thing with the other side. The 3x comes over, so you have negative 5y is equal to positive 3x plus 100. Watch your signs, okay? Divide everything by negative 5. So y is equal to 3 divided by negative 5 is negative 3 over 5x. 100 divided by 5 is 20, but it's negative 20 because positive divided by negative. So there we have our second equation rewritten. Find the intercepts using the TIE4. Okay, I will do one at a time. X-intercept. This is how we do. This is what we press. To get the x-intercept, we go y2 is equal to 0. Then we press second, trace 5. These are the keystrokes, we call them. Keystrokes. Let's do one at a time, okay? Take your calculator. You go to y equals, and let's clear whatever is there. Let's type in this one here, 3x plus 15. And we're going to let y2 equal to 0 now. Do you remember if y is equal to a number, what kind of line are we talking about? Horizontal line, right? So let's hit graph and see what happens. That's the line, the diagonal, and then this is your y is equal to 0 line, correct? So we're going to find this intersection here. Okay, so this is what you do. You press second. As soon as you press second, you should have an arrow up on the top right here. Then you're going to press trace, which is right here. You see trace here where my pencil is. And you have, these are your options. We're only ever going to use 1 to 5 in this course. We're going to use intersect. It's intersection. Hit enter. And watch what it's actually prompting you. It's saying the first curve, you're right now on the blue curve. Use your side arrows. Go to the left or to the right. I'm going left, and there your cursor appears. Do you see it? If you can't, look at the coordinates. Right now I'm on the line, I'm tracing the line. If I go to the right, my x values increase and my y values are going up. So that means that I'm actually way over here somewhere. So I got to go left until you get close enough to that intersection. Don't go right on it, just close enough. And then you hit enter. As soon as you hit enter, it's saying second curve. This is my second curve. It's just a line, right? But you can go arrow sideways. Don't go up and down, because if you go up and down, watch what happens. You're actually jumping lines. If you go up and down, you're jumping lines. But this is our second line here. Go as close as possible to that intersection, and then hit enter again. Every time you see guess in this course, you're going to hit enter, because it's basically just saying, when can I start? So hit enter, and it's going to find the intersection, -5, 0. That's the x-intercept. -5, 0. So write that down. Then we're going to find our y-intercept. The y-intercept is found in a different manner. You go second, trace, 1, and then you go x is equal to 0. These are the keystrokes. So grabbing your calculator, you're going to go second, trace, and what's 1 standing for? It's standing for value, right? And now watch what it's asking. Give me an x value and I will spit back a y value. That's what it's saying. What's x equal to at the y-intercept? 0, right? So go type in 0. And what does it give you back? 15. So 0, 15, which you already knew, right? We knew that. But this is just confirming it. So write it down. There's a bit of a problem here. Can I see my y-intercept right now? No. what can we do to see it? We got to go to our window, right? So follow me here. Press your window. Which one of these two values would we want to increase? The y value, right? Y what? Max or min? Max. You catch on quick. What should we change it to? 20, 30, something like that. Because we know it's 15 is the where we want, right? So you can go higher than that. 20, 30, don't worry about it as long as it's within. Then hit graph again. And now you would see it. You actually see it crossing the axes there. And if you were to do this again, second trace 1, x is equal to 0, you would actually see it right now blinking there, right? It's telling you that's where we're at. Right? Okay. Keep going. So this was double I. This is triple I. And one more. This one. What is it asking? It's basically saying, hey, if x is equal to 7, what's y going to be in this case? We use the same method as this up here. Second, trace 1, x is equal to 7. Hey, it's like, wait a minute, you said 0 before. Well, I was looking for the x-intercept, sorry, the y-intercept. Go ahead. So we go ahead and do that. Second, trace value. In this case, x is going to be equal to 7. Okay, so you press 7. Are we seeing the point on the graph? Nope. But we still got the coordinates, right? So you can write it down. 7, 36. What should we do with our window here? Let's go 50. Go big or go home, right? And if you did it again, second trace 1, 7, now you see it, right? Before you couldn't see it. Okay. And then the last one here. This is saying what's the x value when y is equal to 15. Here you have to do this. y2 is equal to 15. Second, trace 5. These are your keystrokes. I'm boxing the keystrokes for now because they're going to be the same to a certain degree, just different values. So watch what I'm going to do now. I go to y equals, y2 is equal to 15, right? Then you hit graph. You're like, Mr. Dixon, why did you change the 0? Because I'm no longer wanting the x-intercept, right? So go ahead and graph it. And then you got to go second trace 5. So second trace 5 for intersect. And it happens to already be right there. So I'm on my first line. That's y1. Watch, y1 is the blue line. That's where I'm on, right? So I can scroll back and forth. Hit enter. You have to pick a point on it, and then you automatically jump to the second line. And so you hit enter there as well. And when it says guess, you just go ahead and it's 0.15 as well. So we doubled up. We already found that. So it happens to be the y-intercept anyways. Okay. Let's do that one more time before we go. Let's type this guy in right now. Y equals, clear whatever is there. How do you type this in, folks? This is how you do it. I go bracket. I use negative, not minus, 3 divided by 5. Close the bracket. Then you go x minus 20. Right? I'm going to make y2 equal to 0 already because I know I'm going to have to do it. So I do it already so I don't have to come back and regraph. Hit graph. And where's the other line? Why am I not seeing it? What's my y-intercept? Negative 20. I'm going to go window. What am I going to change here? Y-min. Let's go negative 50 on the y-min. So we don't have any issues. Do you see the line now? Y-min, negative 50. Am I seeing the, follow please, am I seeing the x-intercept? What should I change to see it? The x max is on the right, so x min. So window, x min, what should I change it to? I'm going to go negative 50. I'm done playing around, just going up by 5s, right? I'm going to go negative 50. Now you see it. Quickly, before I go, I'm going to write down my window here, just for you. I'm going to go negative 50, 10. That's x min, x max. And then it's negative 50, 50. That's my x min, x max, y min, y max. That's just for you as a reference. Like that's how I was able to see everything. Okay. One second before you go. It's Saturday. Here, this is pages 4 and 5. It looks like this. It's basically doing what we did today a bunch of times, and I will post the answer key online so you can look at it. Okay?